Once again, we are live. We are live once again. Once again, we are live. I want to thank y'all, man, for the continued support. Thank you for the continued support. As you enter the building, go ahead up the chat. Let me know you're in the house. As you enter this live, go ahead up the chat. Let me know that you're in the building. Man, though I had a tiresome day, it still was a good day. I'm thankful. Every day for me above ground is a good day. I hope that y'all are having a good day as well. I hope that y'all are having a good day as well. The room, as you enter this live, as you enter the building, man, go ahead and hit up the chat. Let me know you in the house. As you enter this live, go ahead up the chat. Let me know that you're in the building. As I said, man, I thank y'all for the continued support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to thank y'all for the continued support. As I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time to let more people get into the building. I'm gonna give y'all more time to let more people get into the building. Valerie has checked in. She said, "What up, though?" She represents Detroit to the fullest. What's up, Valerie? Welcome to this live. I appreciate you coming through, and I appreciate your continued support. Enter this live. Make sure you enter the chat. Hit up the chat. Let me know you're in the building. As I say, thank y'all for the continued support. Thank y'all for the continued support. As I say, man, I want to remind y'all, make sure you stay hydrated. I got my good H2O. I got my good H2O. H2O. To me, it don't matter what you're drinking. I'm not judging nobody, but keep some fluids in your body. This is Mark, excuse me. This is Mark B's Perspective, where I talk about a host of different topics. I talk about a host of different topics from this president that we have, who I do not support. You know, I talk about him, you know, it seems like he does something every day to give us something to talk about. So yes, I talk about this president and with a lot of mistakes that he makes. It said, Gibbs said, "Can you grab camera for Lamar edits?" Really don't know what you're talking about. You're probably going to have to explain that a little bit more. Help me out what you're saying, Gibbs. But I want to welcome you here. Thank you for coming. I appreciate the continued support. But Gibbs, let me know what you're saying for me to be able to honestly answer your question. As when you enter this live, make sure you hit up the poll. Take the poll. I got a poll question about the P Diddy trial. You know it's coming to an end. Just answer the question. Just grab the camera, please. I don't understand what you're saying. I cannot grab the camera. What do you mean by grab the camera? Like put your hands over the camera. For what, man? Explain what you're talking about, man. I'm not doing that. But thank you, man, for your continued support. You can continue to support, but I'm not putting my hand over the camera for Lamar edit. Man, thank y'all. Thank y'all. Okay, MVM. Appreciate you, Gibbs. Thank you for coming through, checking out this live. Have y'all been keeping up with the P Diddy trial? Let me know if you've been keeping up with the P Diddy trial. If you have, I want y'all to take the poll. Let me know your thoughts. Also, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Is he guilty? Is he not guilty? Y'all share that and make sure you take the poll. But that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about in the Sean P. Diddy Combs case. Let me know what's going on. What are your thoughts? There's been a lot of hype. There's been a lot of misinformation with this case. But I want to know your thoughts out there hearing the case, because the prosecution, I believe they're going to complete their closing arguments by Friday. So the case is coming to a close. It's been a long case, and just from the stuff y'all been hearing, because there's been a lot of stuff on the internet, and some stuff true, some stuff maybe not true. We don't know. There's been a lot of information put out, as well as some misinformation put out about the P Diddy trial. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this. Make sure you answer the poll. Is P Diddy? That's for the courts to decide. Woo, that was powerful. That's the thing. But see, what brought it to the courts was public opinion. P Diddy's trial started in social media, which is what you call it, public opinion. It started with rumors and all that, and that's what got the attention of the feds and all that. So yeah, it should be decided by the court, but the case was brought by public opinion. So I just wanted, those, but that was very good, Valerie. Thanks for sharing that. When you said that's for the courts to decide. But the thing about with the internet and the age of, the internet where we're at, this case was started on the internet with people putting out information. Some of it was misinformation. Valerie said defense gets put on its witnesses. Yeah, they're gonna have that part too, and have the chance to, counter everything that was accused of their client. Thank you, Valerie, for sharing that. And this is the thing, right? This is a serious situation. As we know, P. Diddy is fighting for his life because he can face life for these crimes. So P. Diddy is fighting for his life. One of the bad things that happened when they released the video of him beating Cassie, and this ain't even a domestic dispute case, but when they showed that video, that messed them up, and that kind of fueled the feds to get involved, and that's when they raided his houses and all that. Granny B said, "Good evening, Mark. How are you today?" I'm good today, Granny B. I hope that you're good as well. As I say, every day for me above ground is a win. Every day for me above ground is a win. Thank you, Granny B, for asking. Valerie said, yeah, people will always state their opinions, but not know facts. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with somebody's life. But we're in the age of the internet and everything. People get put out, even with AI, man. AI. I saw Al Roker talk about a commercial where it looks like him actually talking and sponsoring and promoting something. It actually was not him. So you got to watch that internet and everything and the misinformation uh, that was put out. Samantha said, "Good morning." Well, good morning. Where are you at, Samantha? For it to be morning for you. Where are you at? Randy B said, "Public opinion can surely have a negative or positive impact on an already bad situation." That's a fact, you know. And it's like with certain situations, we allow public opinion to really run wild. And it seems like when it's dealing with uh, us, I gotta say, when it's dealing with us, we have more of that public opinion that's allowed to run out, just run fluid. Just when it's us, the list can go on. Whether it's R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Pete Diddy, it seems like and I am not defending these individuals. I'm just saying when other people, have their chance in court, they get a fairer chance in court. And it's like they're not dogged out on social media as bad as we dog one another out on social media. Granny B said, absolutely. and that's a fact. And that's why it's important for the facts to come out. You know, either way, right? With all the smear campaign and everything, and even just him making a mistake of beating Cassie. You know, he was on drugs. It's no excuse now. I don't think I'm promoting him or none of that, but he was using drugs, she was using drugs, and that was an act of a junkie. You see what I'm saying? Putting his hands on a female, and they said he was supposed to be getting help, but even to the day he got arrested, he was still using drugs, meaning P Diddy. So that man had a lot of issues to deal with. And when you got money, a whole lot of money, and then you got people around you who don't hold you accountable, because if you hold them accountable, they fire you and get you away from them. You know, so um, sometimes you got money and it can make matters worse. Valerie said, I would like to hear and see the celebrities and politicians who attended those parties freely. Are they going to be held accountable? Good question, Valerie. But this is the thing, right? As we're all adults and we all know that those parties were not legal in itself. It's a lot of people that openly admit to being at those parties, right? But some people are saying that there were after parties. So I don't know whoever was in these specific things. Any of those parties that was consensual, because you have people who attend outside of P. Diddy who attend these type of parties. You got married couples that get together and everybody exchange and they live happily ever after or whatever. So people in America, let's talk about America, party. They've been doing this even back to the Playboy mansions. That's what they do. They party. They have a good time. And it wasn't illegal. But just check this out. Even speaking of the Playboy mansion, and now they got a show out there about the dark side of the Playboy mansion. None of the stuff came out when he was alive. Why? Because they didn't want to hold him accountable. Any people will get held accountable because our people see other people doing it. We think that we can do it as well. And he should have known better, you know. But like you said, Valerie, this is going to have to play out in the court. They already fired one juror. The judge got rid of one juror because they believe that that juror was sympathetic to Diddy, is what they're saying. But they said some discrepancy about his address. That's why they saying they got rid of him. But they said because of his body languages and movements, they said he was more sympathetic to Diddy, so they got rid of him. That's so crazy. It's like they didn't even give Diddy a bail. So they had it out for Diddy. Diddy wanted to propose to put up a $50 million, one of his homes. They're like, nah, we ain't letting you out. You know, so hope this be a lesson to other people, man. You know, Valerie said underage girls and boys were allegedly working the parties. We know they were working at the Playboy mansions, but it wasn't necessarily at Diddy parties that we know of because he's not being charged with underage. You got people that come out and say, "Yeah, it was this going on," or "He did this to this person," but he's not charged with none of that. But we do know that those Playboy bunnies were underage, and Hugh Hefner was messing with some of those girls. Randy B said, "Money can be amazing, but it can also be your demise if you worship it or let it control you." Very good, Granny B. And I totally agree with it, with the statement that you made. I totally agree with it. Man, we got to do better. Even in the sense that we go out and buy, you know, you do what you do with your money, right? I'm gonna say that. But I'm gonna also say, like, we say, like, if somebody grew up in the hood poor and they become a professional athlete and they all of a sudden now they're a millionaire, or they hit the lotto and they become a multi-millionaire. Why would that person want to buy a Bugatti, right? when the Bugatti company really doesn't even care about African Americans. But it's like as soon as we get money, right? Now we feel like we accept it, and we easily go buy from them, and it's black businesses. It could be a black clothing line, but we want to promote them over ourselves, man. Valerie said Hugh married one, I believe. He married a couple of them, and he had a rule according to these shows that I've been seeing about the dark side of the mansion, about the Playboy Mansion. Those who came in and had boyfriends, he told them they had to cut their boyfriends off. Hugh Hefner was possessive. Not only was he messing with these underage girls and also exchanging them with some of his millionaire buddies, but they couldn't have no boyfriend, or they couldn't represent their boyfriend in his presence. He didn't play that. They wasn't bringing them to the mansion or none of that. It was like they were his property. And I'm gonna say that that still doesn't excuse us when we do it, man. Even though they may do it and get away with it, it don't excuse us from doing it, man. We got to think better and stop trying to follow the stuff that we see. We got to think better and do better. Even when we get our money now, if you get money, why are you buying a Bugatti, $1 million car from a company who don't care nothing about you or your people? So that's something that got to be reevaluated, man. That's something that got to be reevaluated, I believe. But who am I? I'm just a regular person talking here on the internet. But I'm just saying, P. Diddy is fighting for his life. As Valerie said, the courts are going to have to going to be the final judge in that situation. But I'm saying to my brothers and sisters, man, stop putting yourselves in bad situations. Don't think it's okay because you may feel like other people may have been getting away with the same thing. Don't think like that, man. Guard yourselves, protect yourselves. Try to try to do the right thing. Granny B said, "Why do you need 6 cars? I don't care how much money we have. They will never view us as their equal. We need to rethink our values and make some adjustments." Valerie says, "Right, Granny B." I also say, "Right, Granny B." Very good point. I think we got to just do better. And I think that, it start with how we feel about ourselves, or our self-esteem, our self-concept. It goes back to, in school, a lot of the images, I'm gonna just say a lot of the images that I saw coming up in grade school were, white people. The good images were not my people, right? And when they first put us in those history books, I remember we had 2 pages, and those pages were pictures of slaves. So in our mind, that wasn't somebody, and they looked like savages, uncivilized black people. So we still didn't have positive black images to look to. You didn't say, "I want to strive to be a slave." So some people in their mind, they wanted to be more like white people because we didn't have anything. And even when they first start putting us on TV, when you go to black exploitation, they started putting, God first said, "Man born of a woman is but a few days and full of trouble." God first, 2 thumbs up on that. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Valerie said people are loving their souls to the money. Yeah, they like this, like selling out, they're losing their souls to the money. That's a fact. God first said Romans 3:10-18. And what I'm saying is we gotta knock down these images, man. Right? We gotta knock down these images that don't make us feel good about ourselves. So being descendants of slaves, we gotta work extra hard to find positive images within that look like us, first of all, and that's doing good. That's why when you make it, you got a responsibility. I know Charles Barkley, the basketball player, said one time, he said this one time, and the statement was, "I'm not a role model." He felt like he can say what he want, he don't have to be a positive role model to these young brothers and sisters, right? I think if you ask him that now, he would have a different opinion because you are responsible, right? You it ain't your responsibility. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you get that opportunity and you know the history of African Americans in this country, I think that you would work harder to try to help them out and help them see something positive, right? A lot of the people that I know who sold drugs, lived in committed crimes in the streets is because they didn't love themselves. And matter how much money you got, or how much money you get, how much you put on, right? That's not going to fulfill that low self-esteem. It has to be filled from within. You got to really believe that you are worth something, not because you got this diamond necklace, not because you got this Jesus piece or whatever, not because you got this expensive ring, right? The rapper Kendrick Lamar said this in one of his songs. And what he said was, I got the jury in me. I don't have the jury on me. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back who may didn't really understand what I just said. Kendrick Lamar said in one of his songs, I got the jury in me. I don't have the jury on me, right? We put stuff on you. It will never, no matter what you put on you. You can put the mink coat, you can put this on, you can put that on. It's not going to fulfill you. You're really not going to feel like that. It's going to be like a photo op. You can put the jury on, you're going to smile for the camera. And at the same time, you're going to be empty inside and not really valuing yourself, right? God first said, oh, I got to go to Valerie first. Valerie said, plus, we need to stop looking up to someone because they have fame and power. Very good point. Very good point. God first said, every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust, and uh, every man is responsible for his or her own sinful choices. Very good. Very good. Very good, God first. Granny B said, I think coming from an older perspective, Black parents want more for the children than they had, but not teaching them values that always make up them. We must teach values, positive affirmations, and I'm in total agreement, Granny B. We got to teach value. Forget giving them this, giving them a car, because they still will be empty inside if you don't teach them value. Because check this out. Once we got value in ourselves, I'm gonna tell you what it would be like. I'm gonna make a parallel like when you get a new car. Somebody who get a new car, you're gonna wash it, you're gonna clean it, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna vacuum it out. You're not gonna want nobody to touch it. If you're in Walmart, you probably park way out there because you don't want nobody to crack into your door. Open, open the door on your car. Same thing when we value ourselves, we take less risk with our lives. When we don't value ourselves, man, we liable to do anything. Valerie said, "You are right, Mark." Thank you, Valerie. And that's what we got to do. That's what we got to think about. Not buying a Bentley. I'm not hating on nobody buying the Bentley, but I'm just saying we got to get our priorities straight, right? $1 billion can't make another Granny B. There will never be another Granny B. There will never be another Valerie B, right? There will never be another God first who's on this live right now. Money can't buy that. There's only one. And that's why you gotta value you because you're the only one, right? There's not another one of you. It'll be somebody similar to you, yes, but you are the only one, right? So you're more valuable than money. $1 billion cannot buy another you, and that's how we gotta think. That's why we gotta teach our loved ones, man. Stop chasing this dream of being somebody. Some of the drug dealers, right? Let me just say this, some drug dealers didn't hustle because they needed it. Most of the people in my project, they hustled because they did need it. It still ain't no excuse. But I knew some people who grew up in the suburbs and they wanted to be around that lifestyle. These people didn't even have to do it. It was in the people in the projects, they had to buy their own school clothes and different stuff like that. So in a sense, they needed it, or at least thought they needed it. But you got some people out here in the suburbs really don't need it, but they want to be down. They're hanging in the hood. You know, they not even really from that, but they want to be a part of that. So that's the difference. Let me say, Granny B say lots of parents believe that giving children everything equals love. You give them everything until they given out, and then what's next? Very good, very good. When I was coming up, for one, they couldn't afford to give everything, right? And number two, they wasn't just giving everything. We knew better to go when we went to certain stores. We weren't going around. Hey, can I get this pack of gum? We weren't even going in asking for a piece of gum because we knew better. A lot of time we were instructed, y'all don't get in here asking for nothing because you're not gonna get it. Once in a while, we would get blessed with. I remember, like once in a while, we might be able to get a sub. Up north, they had like the $2 sub. It was a small sub, a bag of chips, and a drink for $2. And every once in a while, my mom had a little money. She would buy us some subs. Now, mind you, she had 5 children, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And $10 was a lot back in those times. But I'm just saying we gotta we and there's nothing wrong with us coming up and getting money, but don't lose ourselves. And then also those who get money, don't look down on your brothers and sisters. Now all of a sudden you looking down to, on your brothers and sisters like you're better than them. We gotta also check that at the door. Check those thoughts and ideas at the door because no matter how much money you got, right? You're still not better than than the next person who doesn't have anything. Granny B said, "You getting ahead of me, Mark. You were schooled not to ask for anything before you entered that store. Most definite, most definite, right? And we still was thankful. We was appreciative, right? But as you stated earlier, like the more you give, if you continue to just give, and like you can't say no nowadays, right? Soon as you say no, some of them mad, some of them want to do this. But if that's the norm, when you get that one yeah, you'll be so happy. Like I said, we would get these it was $2 for the sub, small sub, a bag of chips, and a drink. We probably got them once a month, if that. We'd be so happy. So when you saying no, and then you get the yeah, for us, we was happy. We get a sub. We cherish those moments of getting that sub sandwich once in a while. But imagine if my mother gave us subs all the time, and then she told us, "You can't get the sub." We'd be focusing on the no instead of the yes. Like, we knew we couldn't get it. When we got it, oh, we was happy. That was a special day for us. We got the sub, the bag of chips, and the drink. We was balling. You couldn't tell us nothing for that day. That's what I'm saying, yeah, and we just gotta do better. A lot of y'all have said it, we gotta do better with our money and how we act about money. And I'm still going back to we got to build ourselves from the inside, right? We got to build ourselves from the inside, man. And stop being empty. And I started off saying this was about, black people and coming up through school and these images, not seeing the positive images in our community. And that is part of the problem. And I'm gonna say this, and I say it plenty of times, right? To have a white Jesus kind of really put foot on our neck, man, right? And people say, well, it's no problem. Why are you worried about the color? Okay, if it's no problem, why do we even have a color of Jesus? That did not help us in our community, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend nobody, man. I love my spiritual religious brothers, those who doing the right thing and living right. But I'm telling you that white Jesus did a lot of damage to us in the community. Granny B said, if you give everything, you don't have anything that holds them hostage. Example, a 7-year-old with an iPhone. Ooh, yeah. Granny B, you hit the nail on the head. Valerie said, we were happy to get anything extra. You better believe I ain't just happy. But now if you say no one time is a problem. You know, um, I was watching a story where the two twins killed their mom. They started with fighting her, but they eventually killed her. And then when the cops came, boy, their acting skills was up to par. They was crying, but long story short, the detective did enough investigation and found out that the twins, they were African American too. It was the twins that actually killed their mother. Valerie said, "Granny B, how about a 2-year-old with a new iPhone?" Yeah, and like y'all mentioned, some people wanna give stuff that we didn't have. Well, we didn't have it, and we're able to give it to our children. That's a good thing, but don't spoil the child, man, like the scriptures say, "Spare the rod, spoil the child," and it's not just talking about beating, it's also talking about saying no. That's still in that same context, being able to say no to your children. You say no, it might mean you're deaf. It happens too often. Thank you, Granny B. That's a fact. That's a fact. Because for some reason, they looking in some people's mind or, some of the young people mind, they thinking, no mean they don't love me. I don't know where they get that from. That's so far from the truth. Um, no, sometimes can be they do love you. 'Cause I can think back, I wanted to go to the party, so can I go here? No, you can't go. Be so mad, but I'm looking back at all the potential of stuff that could have happened. No, no mean they didn't love you. No really meant they love you. So we got to clarify that part too. No doesn't mean they don't love you. No means sometimes that they love you. It said, Granny B said, yeah, but if you say no, it could mean you're deaf. It happens too often. Granny B said, stop, Valerie. So sad. And you're right. You're right. Granny B said they know the truth, but children can be very manipulative. Trust me. That's a fact. Thank you, Granny B. I appreciate that. Thank you, Granny B. That's a fact, man. But I just, we just got to do better. And we got all these great minds here to speaking doing this live, and we got to do it. We got to, let the children know, let the grandchildren know. We got to do it. Don't just be the grandparent that's going, they not supposed to have sweets or whatever. But you like, Granny got you. Come on, just don't tell your mom. I understand that too, the love and all that, but we got to make sure that we doing the best for our children. Valerie said they are making them materialistic. Granny B said, yes, they are, Valerie. They are, man. I thank y'all, man, for the continued support. I thank y'all for the continued support. Had a long day today, but I still wanted to make sure because I had just got in. I wanted to make sure that I still got on here and show and appreciation to y'all, man. And every day we just bring, information to help us as individuals, help our children as well, and just, help us to think better. As I said, man, as I said, we have to build ourselves from the inside out and really be valuable, you know, and stop just doing stuff for a photo op. Yeah, I look good, I'm better than you. And we just take pictures for photo ops, but yet we're feeling empty inside, right? We got to build ourselves up. As I said earlier, the rapper said he got the jury um, in me. He don't have the jury on him. That means that value, because y'all value, we value jury, right? So he's saying inside he's valuable. He don't need to put something on to feel valuable. We got to help our children, man, because low self-esteem and having low self-concept will cause individuals would take more chances with their life. When you value yourself, right? When anybody value themselves, they're gonna take less chances. As I use the analogy of having a new car, you're gonna treat that car good. You're gonna value it. You're gonna want to clean it up and all that stuff. So make sure we value ourselves. Deal with these low self-esteem issues, man. Love yourself. When you love yourself, you're probably not going to try to hurt yourself. And when you love yourself, you're able to love others as well. Valerie said, you already know that grandparents are going to spoil the kids, that parents are supposed to teach them. Yeah, yeah. That's a fact. That's a fact. But I'm just saying, also, as grandparents, you make sure y'all support the parents. You can cheat a little bit, but also make sure we don't just go against what the parents are trying to do with their children. And we all work together. Because to raise children, we need all hands on deck. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles. We need everybody, right? As the African proverb says, it takes a village. And we got to get back to that. Man, I appreciate y'all, man. This is our village. We're gonna be coming here and learning together and just talking about some good positive stuff and have ideas of how we can improve in our community. But I say it again, man. Stop fronting. If you empty inside, you don't have the self-esteem right. You got to really deal with that stuff that's holding you back and really love yourself. And that what helps build our self-esteem. That's what helped build our self-esteem. I want to thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I got my H2O. I'm about to pill out. Does anybody got any closing thoughts or ideas before we close this live? Does any does anybody want to say anything? Remember, if you have not taken the poll, make sure you take the poll, man. Granny B said, absolutely, Mark. I need to hold on to our children, and we need uh, all on deck. Because guess what? United we stand, and divided, we're going to fall. So we got to bring it back in. We need all hands on deck, and we got to stop thinking materialistic. Because no matter how much money you got, you can see what happened with R. Kelly, you can see what happened to Bill Cosby, and you can see what's going on with P. Diddy, man. That should be a sign for us to get our act together. You might not even be doing as extreme stuff as they're doing, but still make sure we get our acts. Make sure we doing right. Make sure we setting a positive example so that at least I have somebody to look at. It's positive. We're trying not perfect, none of us perfect, but s doing something. Valerie said, "Peace." Thank you, Valerie. At the 10 p.m. So Granny B, you going live at 10 p.m.? Is that Eastern or what is that? What is your time thing? Y'all join me at the 10 p to Trump. Hell no. That's what's up. What time? Let people know what time zone is that live gonna be. Granny said, B said, Mark, keep doing what y'all doing. What time zone? What time is it so people can Eastern? Okay, so that means 3 more hours. Make sure y'all check out Granny B. She going live and she gonna put it all up in Trump. She ain't playing radio. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna try to keep my head it'll be close to my bedtime though, but I'm gonna try to keep my head in and see what you're talking about. She going Valerie said, "What are you talking about, Granny?" She going at Trump's head. So whatever she's talking about is gonna be some good stuff. Whatever it is, I know she's gonna be pointing out, I guess, some of the stuff that Trump is doing, and we here for that. We appreciate that. Thank you for for sharing that in advance, Granny B. We appreciate you bringing that to the table. Anybody else got any closing comments or thoughts before I clock out of this live? If anybody have not done it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can be notified anytime I make a video. Make sure y'all check out Granny B's live tonight, 10 Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern. Make sure y'all check out Granny B's live. Valerie says that her YouTube channel. Yes, it's Granny B. Put Granny B. Put the link in the chat of your channel real quick. Put the link, your link to your YouTube channel in the link before I go. Put it in there real quick so people can easily click on that link. Granny B, put the link to your channel in this live. I'll put it in there before I go. Give Granny B a minute to put that link in there. Yeah, that's her YouTube channel, but I'm asking her to put the link if she's still on. Go put the link in the in the chat. Granny B, we appreciate you. And that's what we got to do. We got to support one another. If you're here, maybe she's not here. I'm not gonna hold y'all, man. I want to thank y'all again for the continued support. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all have a good day. Thank you, Valerie, Granny B, everybody who spoke on here and who continues to support me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Until next time, man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.